How would you kind of assess what Tyler has done in the first couple scrimmages and where you kind of are right now with him?
Yeah, I think Tyler has a really good grasp of what we're trying to do on offense. From day one he's come in, he's been a leader. He's just dove right in to try to learn everything, and right now I think he feels really comfortable in the system. He's had a really good camp, had a really good off season, and he's able to go out there and generate some big plays, which has been exciting to watch.
Jeff talked a little bit about both weeks about maybe trying to be a little too greedy at times, and there's a fine line with that. How is that? How is that to coach, or how do you coach that?
Yeah, I mean, he has a big arm. He can push the ball down the field, and he's not scared to let it go, which I actually think that's a big positive when you're trying to push the ball down the field and put yards and put points up. You want a quarterback that's going to be aggressive and going to go for it. Now in practice, that might result in sometimes going for it and not working, and hopefully realizing, okay, in this case, maybe I shouldn't try to make that throw, but that's what practice is for. We want to limit those turnovers in game time situations, but we also want to take advantage of the big plays. So he's done a good job of going for it in camp when the situation presents itself, and we want to keep continuing to do that.
How would you assess the play of the quarterbacks behind Tyler Shough? It seemed like at least after the first practice, Jeff was a little less than pleased than what he saw out of the backup guys.
I think we have a good, healthy competition going on in the backup quarterback department. I think Pierce has done a good job of grasping the offense. He knows what to do out there now as opposed to last year. He's just getting his feet wet, so he's definitely confident in what he's doing. Harrison has shown some flashes as well of some good plays and then some bad plays, a little bit up and down. And Brady's been in our system for 3 years, so he knows what's going on out there as well. And Deuce is just learning and growing every single day. But I feel good about the talent we have behind Tyler. I don't think those guys are to Tyler's level quite yet, but they're working and striving to get there every single day.
Do you think at this point you have a guy who is penciled in as the backup, or is that still in flux?
We're going to continue to let those guys battle it out, continue to compete, get reps, and continue to compete. And when if that time comes when one of those guys need to go in, we can make that decision at that time.
A lot of his teammates have praised what he's done, some of the things in camp, making reference to rolling out to one side and throwing a 40-yard dart down the field. And how important is that when guys can trust and believe in the guy playing quarterback, especially this early in camp? How big is that for the team?
Yeah, I think that's huge just for the confidence of the guys around him, to have the other guys within the offense, the receivers, the linemen, the running backs, the tight end, everybody just feeling really good about who's pulling the trigger, who's calling the plays when they step into the huddle. That's important. I think it gives good energy to the team, gives good energy to the offense when they know they can go out there and the guy pulling the trigger they believe in. And you need that when you're trying to win football games.
Brian, Tyler's talked about how injuries have defined him just in terms of his ability to respond to adversity, basically being resilient. How have you just seen that play out in terms of the way he plays?
Yeah, I mean, I think his maturity level is evident. He is a seventh-year senior, so he's been through a lot. He's been through the injuries. He's been on multiple teams, had multiple coaches. It's kind of like what you see when you go to the next level and you deal with some of those quarterbacks that have been through it. Because he's been through a lot of different situations. He has those to draw back on. He can relay those to his teammates. And I think it has been really beneficial for our other guys to have him around and for him to show his leadership in that way.
Speaking of the next level, in high school he played against Brock Purdy, and then college he played, backing up Justin Herbert. How much do you feel like being around those NFL caliber quarterbacks, and then you obviously Jeff, that kind of helped him also? Yeah,
I think Tyler has a bright future. I think he has big time ability. He can make that jump to the next level for sure. He's looking to have a big year this year and to try to show everybody what he can do when he's healthy. And I think we keep him upright and do what we're supposed to do around him. He's going to have a big year.
Brian, based off of how last year ended, both Jeff and Ron English have mentioned that the coaching staff has continued to try and adapt and evolve, and based on how that season did end and how they said that the coaching staff as a unit could have done a better job of putting players in position. For you, specifically being the OC, what does that kind of evolve? What does it look like for you in terms of adapting and evolving with the scheme?
Yeah, I think every year you have to really look at the guys that you have on your roster, the talent that you've assembled, and see what is going to be the best way to go attack a defense, and who are the playmakers you want to get the ball to, who do you want to have the ball in their hands at critical moments. And that's different every single year. Some years you might need to pass it 50 times a game. Last year we were strong up front and we had really good running backs. So we realized that we started running the ball more than probably we have in the past. So each year it's a different dynamic. You use the off season, you use camp, you use those first few games to really try to figure out what your team identity is, and then try to build it out from there. So each year it'll be different.
For you as a game planner, how has it impacted knowing you're going to have Lacey out for an extended period of time, and how does that kind of alter what you want to game plan, like what your script looks like?
Yeah, Colin definitely, he's a big time player. There's no doubt about it. You just see what he did, last season at South Alabama, the explosiveness that he had. We had a lot of plans to get him to football and to use that to our advantage. But now we have to rely on other guys to fill in those spots. And I think we have a good nucleus of guys, find out what their strengths and weaknesses are. And the attack's going to be a little bit different with him out. But I think we have enough firepower to develop a great game plan to go out there and score points.
This coaching staff has been good for a while, obviously, and I'm sure you guys have opportunities to do different things. But why do you think that you guys have been able to stay together for so long?
That's a good question. I think we've had a lot of success. I think guys like working together. We have a pretty good atmosphere in the work environment where everyone's opinion matters, everyone has input, and we've had success. So guys have wanted to stay around and want to be a part of it.
All right.
All right.